Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. We hope you are going to enjoy what we are this quick programme. Well, quick, lasting roughly about an hour and a half, that we're going to bring to you with the news from around the British Crown Green Bowling Association, the events that have already took place last week, and obviously a little preview as well to a individual competition and also the Senior County Championship that we're going to bring to you in this programme. You're not going to hear my voice all the time, thank God. You're going to hear the voice of the new British Crown Green Bowling President, and it said Secretary, that will cause trouble. The new British Crown Green Bowling Association Secretary. I'm talking from North Midlands, it's Phil Brown. So welcome, Phil.
Hi Steve, thanks for inviting me.
Absolute pleasure. So we're just going to have a chat with Phil because, you know, it's your presidency, it's your year. But obviously, people will pick up, that's not a North Midlands accent. Where'd that come from?
It's a posh Scouser from the Wirral, but
not sure about posh is the word I'd use from the Wirral, but that's another matter.
I can talk like you if you want me to, Steve. You know. Let's go and have a few pints first, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but there's definitely a northwest of England accent.
Excellent.
There's
not enough northwest of England's accents in the bowls world. Obviously, so you're a Wirral man. So.
I am. Yeah. Born in South Yorkshire, but my that was to do with cricket, and my father's intentions. I was any good with a bat, I had to play for Yorkshire, and the rules at that time were you had to be born in the county. Yeah. So he then moved up to Merseyside from a job and worked in Birkenhead, and I went through school and started work in the late 70s, early 80s in Liverpool. And
whereabouts in Liverpool? So obviously I know it well.
Bootle.
I'm North Liverpool, man. That's always even better.
Yeah. I won't say in which department of the civil service, but one or two people who know me. There's a specialism of tax somewhere along the line. So.
Oh, tax man. Oh no. So obviously, that's the work. I take it the cricket career never materialised.
No, the cricket materialised up to about the age of 17, 18. I was okay, but not brilliant. I was never going to be anything that my dad thought I was going to be. Yeah. So from about the age of 6 or 7, I was allowed to go and watch him play bowls on a Monday, a Tuesday, Thursdays and Fridays, and occasionally allowed to play on the corner of the green. I'm told to keep out of the way of the old men playing.
Yeah, stay out the way, yeah.
And I just took up the sport from there.
Excellent.
But the rules in those days were that you had to be 12 to play in the Birkenhead League.
Yeah.
So I had to wait a number of years before I made my debut for Pensby Bowling Club.
Well, no, I say age restriction when I was a nipper or whatever. I think it was 14 and 16 in some places. Yeah. So very sad. Hopefully they're not still going those kind of restrictions. So Pensby was the club?
Pensby Bowling Club, thoroughly enjoyed it there.
Yeah.
It was
tricky green.
Very tricky. Looked a little bit slower when I had a visit there last year. It was great to go back to my first bowling club as deputy president of BCGBA to watch a junior county game.
Yeah.
And to actually then look at a notice board which said that I had to win the club merit in 1984.
Had you forgotten?
Yeah, I had to check it was me, but it was me.
Yeah, excellent.
I was only a young lad then, though, shorts.
Was that your dad's club as well, Pen?
He played for Pensby, but he also played for Birkenhead Park.
Yeah.
With George Humphreys.
Oh, yeah.
Wallace. He was a Wallace stalwart.
Yes, definitely.
Cess Hanny.
Cess.
Frank Pickard.
Cess and Frank. Well, Cess, obviously, well, for those on the Wirral will know, Cess, quite often the best turned out man at a bowls match.
Oh,
immaculately dressed.
Yeah.
And he was Birkenhead Bowls. I mean, Cess ran the Birkenhead League since, until his very sad illness leading to his, But he was a lovely chap. I've had many a long chat with Cess.
Him and Frank used to be joined at the hip basically, but two great guys.
Well, there was Cess and there was Frank, and obviously Jeff Clare was another one that used to go.
Yeah.
The three of them used to go all around the place.
Jeff was very instrumental in Tranmere indoors as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So as I used to say, it was the only indoor Crown Green Bowl.
Yes. Played on that many a time.
Yeah, it was one particular mark as well. It was a good mark.
Oh, that one, yeah. You had to get the right bowls to play
I did.
in it. Yeah.
Vitalites.
Yeah. My dad got me a set of Crystalites especially because I was to play on that. Yeah. That was a great times in Tranmere indoor.
I played for Victoria, or West Kirby Vixen. That.
Yeah.
So we had quite a good team.
Yeah, it was, well, many a long evenings being spent there because the green was that quick. They had two different carpets. The one that it replaced didn't really help because there was a really, really, really difficult carpet that originally went down. Very, very quick, unbelievably quick to play, and it was a really tough school. It was players who were not particularly, I don't want to disparage them, but the best bowls they played was the indoor at Tranmere, and it was a proper tough school.
Well, I think if I remember rightly, the Mr. Tixall, Mr. May of Tixall, his father was brilliant on a certain mark on the indoor.
Yeah, well, I think they got, at some stage they had various invitations on. They looked at also trying to get televised at one stage, but I don't think there was quite enough room height-wise to get the necessary height for camera work or etc. Yeah. But it was I must admit, winter bowling was great, September to April really, wasn't it? It was brilliant. It dovetailed quite nicely. Cess always managed to start his Birkenhead League and finish it just around the winter programme. It dovetailed really well. Yeah. But it was a tough school. You enjoyed it. Happy memories on there.
Sad days when it went as well.
Yeah. Obviously, Jeff Clare, he was a Liverpool Echo Bowls correspondent. He was very, very famous name and face. He was sadly missed. Sadly missed as is Cess, and so many.
It's a long time ago.
It is now. So. That's the Whittle side. What made you move nearer the equator?
Left a job in Liverpool and moved into the accountancy world in Birmingham, and decided I need to find a bowling club. Jeff Clare had actually given me a few tips of who to speak to, and didn't manage to make contact with people, and looked at a few clubs in our part of the world. I live just south of Tamworth. And managed to find a bowling club at Atherstone Grove. Joined there, played there for 6 or 7 years, and then joined Baddesley Colliery. I'm still a member, chairman of the bowling club there, and it's a club that's been around since 1929. By the name, it was built by
Miners Club.
It was built
like so many across the country. Proud history.
Built for the miners, but and we pay a rent to a Lord Dugdale, who owns all the land in the area. He owned the coal mine, and we pay a princely sum now of £10 a year to play balls on it. But it's very tricky green.
Excellent.
But thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it's all about enjoying what you do, and obviously, you've sent many bowls on it, and so it must be good. Must be a good green.
I think it's probably one of the best greens in North Midlands.
So what leagues then?
We play in the Coventry Premier League on a Wednesday night. We play in the Summit League, which is possibly one of the best leagues in the country, on a Monday night. And I also play in Warwick and Worcester on a Saturday, so not today. So I've been trying to find out how we got on, but I haven't had a text back yet. I'm sure someone will tell me later on.
Fingers crossed it was a good result.
Well, don't know.
Well, that's we mentioned obviously about the Wirral days, Liverpool days, the moving down there, North Midlands. What made you get into the bowls admin side and ultimately lead into the Blazer days?
Let's move away from the Blazer days. I think probably about 4 years ago, I knew that it was going to be the turn of North Midlands to host the All Britain, and I knew that our president at the time, Bob Harrigan, had been doing the job for 30-something years. Great guy, got a really lot of time for Bob, but I thought at getting near 80, did he really think he'd got it in him to do the organisation that's going to, what has been going on for the All Britain? And I said I'd stand as North Midlands president. I got voted in, and that's why I'm sitting at this table now.
Well, for those who don't know, the 15 counties in the British Crown Green Bowling Association plus the Isle of Man. The presidency moves around each county, so once every 15 years they have the honour. Phil has the honour this year. Last year was Wales, next year is Lancashire. The Deputy President is Lancashire's Keith Andrews, and we'll be talking to Keith in future programmes. But it's North Midlands this year. You're the proud representative of your adopted county.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. Yeah. I'm looking forward to a little garden party that we're hosting on the 29th of July.
The garden party being probably the All Britain, the British Senior Merit. Probably for those who have not been to it before, one of the bowls days, not just a Crown Green, any particular code, excuse me, of bowls, you won't find a better day bowling. 64 of the best players in the country on 2 greens, atmosphere, you name it, it's got it. We've been covering it now for 6 or 7 years. We enjoy bringing it to you. It's a fantastic day, and this year it's the Griffin Cotton Bowling Club.
Yep, just off the M6 motorway in Nuneaton.
Yeah,
it should be a good day.
Describe, obviously we're going to bring you the programme from there at the end of July, but whet our appetite a little bit. Tell us a little about the club.
Well, I'll tell you how we got there and decided it. We've probably got 4 clubs in the North Midlands who are 2 venues, which is obviously one of the prerequisites. We got them to actually put together a business case to say why it should be them, matched that against the proposals that the British Crown Green have got about what they've got to have, and then by a majority decision from a county level, we decided that Griff and Coton had got the best case. It's a large sports ground, cricket, square, rugby, football, and 2 bowls, greens. One very much near the main club, and the other one, as 1 or 2 people will no doubt keep reminding me, probably about a minute's walk.
And a nice walk from green to green.
But I can guarantee that between the 2 greens there will be a tented village which will keep people well fed and well watered.
Excellent. So, see, although it sounds simple, just need two bowling greens on a competition. You get probably about 1,000 people turning up, hopefully, or sometimes you get a little bit more than that. They've got to be fed and watered, they've got to be catered for, they need sufficient room around the greens. When you look about planning this event, obviously you've been planning now for this event for a couple of years. Obviously you knew it was going to be 2017.
Yeah.
It takes some planning. It really does. I've been involved with a couple of these, and it goes on. You've got to be crossing the I's and.
We've got we're meeting now on a monthly basis, and I would think I probably have at least 2 or 3 phone calls a week about something.
Yeah.
And we've got a meeting on Tuesday this week where guys here are coming down to have a look at about the...
It's a big planning meeting on Tuesday to try and iron out a few little issues that, who does what, where are we going to do it from, etc.
Yeah.
So obviously plans go on. Plans have to be made, plans have to be developed and whatever. So
yeah, just hope for a nice day.
Well, we can't pick the weather, unfortunately.
No.
Obviously, there's an awful lot of players who are going to qualify this year to play in that, like Sir Greg Smith, Gary Ellis or whatever. You're looking forward to seeing the likes of them on.
Yeah, I think they'll find it a challenge.
Yeah.
They're 2 different greens.
From North Midlands point of view, I mean, last time it was down there, I think it was held at Dunlops, and I think you got a local man in the final.
Steve Pratt.
Yeah, Steve Pratt was in the final.
He got beat by Tommy Johnson in the final.
Which of the local North Midlands men, who do you think would go well on?
I mean, how to cut your throat here?
You're the man. Make a prediction.
I would have thought in competition bowling, Darren Plendeley's got to have a fair chance.
Yeah.
We've got some good up and coming lads in our county. Ben Percival's just won the West Brom tournament, good competition bowler. But I think Plenders.
Yeah.
Or Paul Lamb.
Yeah.
They know the greens. Probably don't know them as well as, but they're good bowlers.
Obviously, that little bit of local knowledge that they have. It's useful to say the least.
But we've got so many lads that play from Warwick and Worcester in our leagues on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That they're familiar with the green. And we also had an alliance competition there, which is effectively a reserve county competition. for 6 counties in the Midlands. Final was played last year on the Griff, so people have seen it before.
And do you consider, well, it's, in many ways it's the first competition you have, although you have the World Club Championship, but this is the two main competitions. What I'm trying to get at is the British Senior Merit and the Champion of Champions. You're looking forward to they're with no disrespect to any other competition before I get ourselves into more trouble, they're the two highlights of the year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I just want to get the All Britain out of the way.
Yeah.
But I intend to try and qualify for it, so that might be a first as well.
Well, why not? Why not?
Yeah, but I'm just looking forward to the year.
Yes.
I've said I'd like to do it. I want to do it. I want to put something back into a game which I've enjoyed for 40 odd years.
Yes.
I am that figurehead. I'm there to be shot at. I don't have any real power as such. I'm a president. I might wear a blazer. I might wear a chain around my neck. But actually, I just want people to enjoy the game of bowls that I've loved.
Yeah, that's what we all want to do.
Well, I had to go to. I was at a seminar for greenkeepers at the Old Knoll Club, Warwick and Worcester and North Midlands. It's got dual affinity. About a month ago, and I just had to give an address as the president of the British Crown Green. So I likened it that they weren't seeing somebody like young Mr. Grace on Grace Wheels. I wasn't there with on sticks, or I probably would have liked 2 young nurses to help me around, but they weren't there, sadly. But those people, there were 70 people there for a greenkeeper seminar. They really weren't interested in hearing me. They wanted to go and play with the toys outside. And that's what I thought it was all about. You know, we talk about development of the game. We can talk all night about development of the game, but if we haven't got a bowling green, we've got no development to look at.
Yeah.
So no, that was a great seminar. Great seminar.
Well, see, it's when all said and done, it's a game of bowls played on a bowling green. Yeah. There's many other things that go on: referees, coaching, development. It really is. When you distill it down to the core of the sport, it's
we need a green to play, don't we?
Yeah, and you need a couple of people to play on a good surface. Yeah, and hopefully we'll have that at various competitions that we'll be at this year. Obviously, so I briefly mentioned the first competition completed. Well, last week at Fox Lane Bowling Club, the culmination of 5 weeks worth of bowls action. 5
weeks of travelling up and down the M6 for me as well, yeah.
The M6 car park, hopefully.
It's marvellous.
Yeah, obviously started, towards the end of March. Cold weather, glorious weather, wet weather for the finals day. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, thoroughly. Yeah, some good bowling.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people were always going to be, they're always critical of a green, bumpy, but it was March.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was perishingly cold on the first week.
I think the greens were in reasonable condition.
Yeah.
I think they got better.
Yeah.
But I think as a competition, superb. And the venue itself.
Yeah.
Couldn't fault it.
I couldn't fault the roast dinners. Yeah. We'll highly recommend them. Yeah. The bowls action itself, it's some really close games. I know there was actually a draw in one of the games that had to be decided by best winner.
Yeah.
It was some really, really good bowls all through the week, and obviously finals day as well.
Yeah.
It's
probably the team that everyone thought was going to get to the final. Sadly didn't. A local team, Parkfield.
Yeah. But the 2016 champions, Parkfield Labour.
Yeah. But it was a team from Warwick and Worcester that got there, won it.
Yeah, KGV, as they know, King George V. They beat Thongsbridge in the final. People will normally tune into this programme and see the happy, cheerful face of Andrew Cairns. He's not available for the programme today. He's him and his better half Karen have just become North Lancashire Fylde mixed pairs champions, and obviously Andrew was in the final with his team Thongsbridge, who are from nowhere near North Lancs. They're from Yorkshire, the Yorkshire South Yorkshire border area, and obviously they put up a fantastic performance in the semi-final to beat Parkfield Labour. and obviously ran up against King George V, who were in inspired form in the final.
And Andy came up against Paul Lamb.
Yeah.
Who'd obviously just come back from a foreign holiday and recharged his batteries, and it's a good win for Lammy.
Never anything wrong with a foreign holiday.
No. I think Lammy had got a bit of sunstroke though, but he played well. He played well to beat Andy.
We've actually got a couple of photos we're going to show you of the winners. I think the first one is I think it's Phil presenting to Tom Pritchard.
Was it?
That's remember that one? Happy smiling faces.
Yeah, I have to get this in where congratulations to Tom, got engaged this week.
Well, double celebration.
Yeah, that's part you owe me, Tom, of course.
Well, excellent. And obviously the team, we've got a team photo as well. I provided the camera work for that one, so excellent performance. I mean, they were after 4, I think they were 7 behind, and then something of shall we say, a turnaround in the performance.
Yeah, it was a 21-2, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll just get the score up. I'll just find the scores.
Mr. Ward, I think.
Yeah.
Was it Paul?
Yeah, Paul Ward had a fantastic performance. I've got the magic iPad, which is just going to provide the scores. It was King George V, the worthy winners. I mean, they actually won the competition. I run the Arthur Land Super Cup in a couple of years ago. Fantastic team. Obviously lost a couple of players this year, but hadn't really affected their performance. It was fantastic.
No, they lost 2 to the George. The 2 Prossers have gone, Russell and Ryan, but the lads that they've got now playing for them, good bowlers.
Well, they literally were superb all day. I mean, Paul obviously got the highlight win, but Tom had a fantastic game with Chris Kelly. Chris just got the better of him. Jason Galvin had a fantastic game. I mean, they went from being, I think, 7 behind after 4 to winning by 30 odd or something like that. It was very impressive, and obviously they joined the list of Parkfield Labour, won it last year. Thongsbridge themselves won it the year before. Worthy names to join that list is King George.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
And a club that's gone through probably some trials and tribulations over the last couple of years with having to move from the green. Yeah. Great. They've all stuck together.
Well, it's fantastic. They're a great bunch of lads as well. They're always taking the mickey out of one another. It was a joy to watch them to play, really.
And taking the mickey out of the president as well.
Well, it's got to be done. That's what you're there for, to be honest. Let's be honest. I mean, I'll just get final score up on the magic iPad. Thongsbridge against King George V. Paul Lamb beat Andy Cairns to 18. For those who I watched that game with some interest because Andy wasn't in it. Andy was kind of like, don't quite know what to do here. Couldn't get a length. Lammy was consistent, and then really played well, Paul, just to get out in the end. Won 21-18. Chris Bergen went off like a man possessed. Played some of the best bowls you will see, not just in that competition at that time of year, at any time of this year. He was immense. And played Andy Sorsby. Andy Sorsby, rather. Fantastic performance by Andy to get back so close. I say Chris Kelly beat Tom Pritchard, and Ryan Clark beat Andy Gibbs in another bit of a marathon game. I thought, well, Thongsbridge in front. They were awfully, I say, happy, and there's an awful lot of work left to do. But then a 21-19, a 21-2, a 21-15, a 21-11 brought home the bacon. I mean, Phil Clinton was the last winner against James Davison. It was I'm not saying the game was over by then. It was still an excellent performance, but it was kind of like a landslide in the end with that last 4. So obviously, congratulations to King George. Obviously, they're the first winners of your presidential year.
Yep.
So, we're going to have the British Senior Merit, the Griffin Cotton. We're going to have the Champion of Champions in September at the Waterloo. Obviously, the mixed pairs is the end of season 1.
Could be a Midlands takeover, couldn't it?
Well, why not? I mean, you've probably got the best league down there with the Premier League and the Summit Garages League. So it's you've done an awful lot as well with the development of young players. A lot of young players have come through, especially your near neighbours, Warwick and Worcester. But you've got Jordan Badley, who was junior merit winner a couple of years ago.
Harry Chapman as well.
Yeah,
up and coming lad. Yeah. Ben Purcell, young. Yeah, you just look at the last 2-3 competitions. I was at Real Grace for the final there, and Ryan Prosser won that in his 20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
Last week, Chadmore, Greg Smith, early 20s. Ben Percival, West Brom, early 20s.
Yeah, they say it's an old man's game. All the young lads are winning everything.
Yeah. Don't know how we do it, Steve. Do you?
I can't play no more. My back's gone, my knees gone, my eyes are gone. What use am I?
Yeah. Likewise.
Yeah, well, excellent. Well, it's been fantastic talking to you. We know you've got some more work to do later because you're going to come back and we'll do a bit of a county.
We'll have a chat about the county championship.
Yeah, and the problems it's been a slightly eventful last few weeks in the county championship with various things that have been going on. Your highlight of your year is going to be really that you're hosting the British Senior Merit at Griffin Cotton end of July.
Yep.
We awfully hope that goes well. We'll be down there. We'll be down, hopefully being fed and watered. So.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're not too far from Winson Green if you misbehave. So you're right.
Obviously, work's going to carry on planning wise for that.
It is.
I know it's been going on for a number of months. So obviously we hope it goes well.
Thank you.
We know an awful lot of hard work is going to go into it. So.
Yeah, I was blonde before it all started, but
blonde. Yeah. Maybe once.
Once.
So, I think it's been fantastic talking to Phil. Little potted history of what Phil's been doing all his life. We're about to go for a quick commercial break, but I'd just like, before we go to that, we have new sponsors. Well, I know the firm, another company has joined us. It's through Fred Olsen Cruises. Welcome to the Crown Green Bowls world. If anybody wanting a cruise, they're the people to speak to. The cover, I think when I checked the website before, you can get 3 cruises for the price of 2 if you pick wherever you want to go. Have a look at their website, fredolsencruises.com. They'll quite happily sell you a cruise to wherever you want to go to in the world. So I say thanks again to Phil, and we'll be back after the commercial break with a draw for you to enjoy. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back, and our thanks once again to our sponsors who are providing an awful lot for the game, an awful lot for the British Crown Green Bowling Association, so our thanks to them. I'm joined now by Dave Clarkson and David Steerzacker. They are going to talk about, bowls up in their area, Lancaster area, and obviously the competition that we're going to do the draw for. So, David's, welcome.
I'll start
with the David on my left first. Obviously, you've been around the Crown Green Bowls circuit a long time.
I have, Steve.
Go back a few years.
And Well, I started when I was 13, and I'm 55 now. I don't play many competitions anymore, but I did do the circuit, I suppose. Yeah. Me and Gavin Parker from our area. So I did some of the comps.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, obviously you've become an organiser.
I have, because I can't bowl anymore.
Yeah, well, we've all done that. Tell us a little bit about the area, Lancaster area.
Yeah, I mean it's a good look. It's a good area for league bowling, but we didn't have many competition bowlers. But like any area, we're struggling with greens closing. A lot of the clubs that I used to bowl at, the Boot and Shoe and the Bowling Green, and all these clubs are closing. But we still, I think actually in the last 3 or 4 years, it's developing. We're in the parks. The Federation and Loon Road Bowling Club, which is my club, very progressive club, and it's Skirton Liberal as well. So we have 2 leagues, 2 main leagues, the Lancaster League and the Morecambe League, and probably 6 or 7 divisions in each. But like bowls in general, it does struggle, Yeah,
well,
it's 10 in a team, so it's always hard to get a full squad, But no, it's always been a good area, but. It's kind of out on a limb a little bit, not as much as Kendal, obviously, with Martin and Ian, but they're committed travellers. There's not many from our area would go and play the big comps. Just nutters like me and Gavin.
Well, you said it.
I'd
call you dedicated enthusiasts.
That's it, dedicated enthusiasts.
Yeah,
that's what we were.
Nutters for sure. obviously you've done the circuit. You remember not so many years ago when you were starting off and whatever. Almost a different game. It was a much bigger crowd, more competitions.
Yeah. I mean, there was an awful lot of competitions. I mean, me and Gav used to set aside some money every year that if we'd won anything, and then get the Arthur Land, as you would know. You'd get the Arthur Land's
diary.
And then you'd be signing your cheques off and getting them off that week because you had to pay up front, didn't you? So, yeah, we used to enter all the comps. And, it was totally different, I think. Things have changed massively.
Yes, well.
They have.
Well, so the other David, welcome to the programme.
Thank you
the Skirton Liberal.
The Skirton Liberal Club, yeah.
Well, tell us about the club.
It's a social club. We've got roughly 900 members. We'll have
900?
900, yeah.
Congratulations on that one.
We'll have possibly 80 bowlers of various degrees. We have, obviously, with 8 league teams. And we have every other Sunday internal competitions where just the social bowlers pay £15 a year to have a roll and win money. And, yeah, it's well run. And the lads, we've got 1 or 2 decent lads who've started to take it up, and we've started a scheme last year where we're getting the local schools involved, and we've got one in June where there's 64 kids aged between 8 and 14 coming to try and get some involvement with them, you know.
Brilliant.
So all in all, it's well run. It's an old orchard, it's a bowling green. There's a dip in one corner, and then there's a...
It's got character.
It's a one-off green.
Excellent.
But we have held this competition last 2 years, and the good bowlers want to come back because it's such a challenge to them.
Well, no one wants to play on an easy green. You'd rather have something that'll get the old bowls grey matter with.
Yeah.
And we're very appreciative of David letting us have it, because there was 400 people stood round the green and it's only just over a metre wide is a path round the green, and it was marvellous.
It gives a good atmosphere.
Well, the glory days were bowls.
Yeah, that's right.
That crowd of 400 was nothing to shout about.
No,
crowd of 400
nowadays.
These days is...
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
We held it at Loon Road. I mean, you may or may not know, but, it's been round. We started at Caton, which was my home club, which is a very tight venue, and then we went to Loon Road, which is massive. It's just a ginormous green, and it's a big area around, so 300 or 400 people that get lost. Yeah. But on Loon Road, it's just they're on top of the bowling green, and I think the bowlers appreciate that.
Well,
and it is a fantastic club. I mean, the thing is, I can just turn up and they can do everything for me. It just runs like clockwork.
It sounds like it's a very well. It's a proper club.
It is.
It's not a collection of people. It's a proper club.
It's a proper club.
It is, yeah.
Fantastically run club.
And the old ones look after the young ones and try and teach them. And
good.
Not just the playing, but the behaviour on the green, which has to be right.
Correct.
And we try to instill that into the younger people. But, yeah, very proud of it.
Excellent. Well, obviously, say an awful lot of, and any competition, and any club man will know, any club official will know, an awful lot of work goes into this kind of stuff, and you can't just turn up and it happens. Obviously, you've been trying to get the entries and planning the event.
And getting the sponsorship.
You've been obviously doing an awful lot of work on the Skirton Liberal side itself. It's kind of like it's...
Well, they have parking, they get the school, which is next to it. We get parking for 150, 200 cars. They have stewards on in the day. They go around looking after all the sponsors, buying them drinks and giving them food. And I think it's just the right way to do it. Yeah. It's been fantastic.
Well...
I've got to say, the other clubs that hosted it previously did us proud as well, obviously.
But the competition, although it's like it's third venue, whatever, everyone, the names that we've got down here, they always go back.
Yeah, that's right.
Invitations or competition like that, people they can drift away from it.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't with this one. Everyone goes like, I'm going, where we go? Oh, that one. Oh, it's Dave Clarkson. Get to it. It's fantastic. I remember I had an overnight stay with 3 people who were like a few years ago at your first venue.
That's
Oh
it.
dear Lord.
Oh, what?
I had someone being sick over my car. It was, oh dear.
Yeah.
It was an extremely good good competition and good night.
Yeah, good. Good.
Obviously, we're going to do the draw in a few minutes' time.
Yeah.
So you've been getting the entries or whatever. Hard work getting them there? Or?
Well, not the entries, because obviously, it's £3,700, so a lot of people want to play in it. But we've had, a few people that can't. I mean, Gary Ellis this year is first time that Gary will miss it because he's kind of cutting down his bowling. Graham Wilson, I think, goes on holiday now, which is understandable.
Yeah.
At that time of year, so he's missed the last couple of years. So people come and go, but there's some people been there right from the start, because the first year we had it, Danny Barwise won it. Yeah. So Danny's a bar 1 year, and obviously the profits went down in the bar that year, which was a bit sad. But Danny's played every year. Dave Scott's played from the start. Dave's done fantastically every year. I think he's probably pulled as much money as anybody. For
profit-wise in the club, you don't want Danny Barwise to go out first game.
Yeah, you do.
Within about 30 seconds of him getting beat, he's at the bar.
That's it.
So, yeah, I know Danny well.
Yeah, there's obviously people, being in touch most of the year, just trying to see if they can get on the reserve list or they can get in, which is fantastic, I hate the fact that we have to try and turn it around a few times every year, trying to get a few new people in and trying to get some of the younger people, and got Chris and Josh Mordew in last year. Unfortunately, they drew each other. But the thing is, it goes in one hat, and I'm a great believer that you can't keep people aside. And Chris and Josh were fantastic about it. So again, they're all in the one hat, and if Martin plays in, then so be it.
It's the draw. If it comes out, it comes out.
That's it. That's it. We do have some local players in it. We have 3 local qualifiers. They're yet to be played. So we have 3 competitions, and the winner of that gets an invite. Our main sponsor, Builder Supplies, they actually pay for that, for them to play in it. And then we have one from the Kendal 32. Alan Gilpin runs a competition up there, which is the top merit winners, and Martin Wilson qualified for that last week.
Excellent.
So the rest are all obviously top bowlers.
So I shout out the name of the sponsor again. Who was it again?
That's Builder Supplies West Coast Limited. They're actually head offices in Blackpool or Fleetwood, but they're also got a depot in Morecambe. So they've been a great sponsor for us. They're the main sponsors. But we do have about 12 or 14 others, because it's obviously nearly £3,000 in sponsorship. So everybody gets an advert in the programme. Colin Cross Printers are the local printers. They do the programme for us. So it works out really well. It's hard work getting the money, but it's worth it.
Well, gentlemen, we've talked about that enough.
Let's
get down to what we're here for.
So we get to the gritty nitty.
Yeah, 32 players. The competition will start at 10 a.m.
That's us.
And then the last of the first round games will be going on about 12:15.
Correct. So if David's doing that and you're going to tell us the names,
shall
write them down.
You're the man with the pen.
I'm the man with the pen.
You're the man with the numbers. I'm the man with the names, and we'll do that.
FA Cup draw.
There should be a drum roll, really. But
I think so.
We couldn't afford the drum.
So first one out.
Number 8.
First one out is number 8, and number 8 is Tim Horton, the reigning Waterloo champion.
That's him.
29.
Number 29.
Oh, look at this.
Has got Dave's armour with a name. John Bailey.
So that's the Waterloo final, isn't it?
Revenge time, perhaps.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Chris Brown, South Yorkshire's finest.
Yeah. Lucky Brown.
31.
Number 31 is Richie Goddard, all the way from the lush lands of Shropshire.
That's it. Yes, David.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Greg Smith.
Oh dear.
The current winner, the 3rd time winner of the Les Evans Memorial at Chadsmore.
Number 1.
Plays number 1, Ben Harris.
Oh dear. There you go. There's the first one in.
15.
Number 15 is Wayne Ditchfield, North Langton Files finest.
Just a second, David.
Number 11.
And you'll play number 11, which is one of the local qualifiers.
Which one is it?
Number 1, the first local qualifier.
That's next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Yeah.
3.
Number 3 is John Kennish, all the way from the Isle of Man.
That's him. Yeah.
32.
Here you play Stuart Mort.
Yeah.
22.
Number 22 is a local qualifier, the third local qualifier on the list.
That's us.
24.
Number 24 is Martin Wilson.
Martin Wilson, yeah, he's the Kendal qualifier.
Kendal local qualifier competition held in Kendal.
Yes, he is. He's the Kendal 32.
14.
Number 14 is Martin Gilpin, the Cumbrian legend.
That's him.
Number 4.
He plays number 4, Lee Heaton.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Number 7, Dean Ferris.
Yeah.
Number 20.
Number 20 is Chris Mordew.
Well, he's not playing Josh anyway, is he? Yeah.
Number 12.
Number 12 is James Grimston.
28.
Number 28 is Mike Tunstall. Someone else who would like to support the local bar.
That's us. That's him.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Darren Plenderleith.
That may take me a while.
Somebody else who would also like to support the local bar.
Number 16.
Plays number 16, Dave Scott.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Michael Leach. Already won a couple of competitions this year as Michael.
21.
Number 21 is Jack Dyson.
Jack won it last year. He's now
Reigning
older,
champion.
yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Tommy Johnson, the Warrington legend.
My hero.
26.
Number 26 is Jack Hargreaves.
Oh, that's really good.
Currently looking for a new set of bowls if social media is to
noticed
believe.
that, yeah.
25.
Number 25 is Ian Nicholson, the other Cumbrian legend.
We'll play number 13.
Plays number 13, Dave Fisher.
Yeah.
18.
Number 18, Dave Bradford.
27.
27 is Phil Lee, winner of the Mossley Hill Invitation.
Yeah, that's been done it a few times, hasn't it? That was about the third time.
17.
Number 17 is the second local qualifier.
23.
Number 23 is Danny Barwise. You may have to wait until sometime early afternoon to get a drink.
Number 30.
Number 30, Andy Thornton.
Yeah, it's a new one in.
There's number 19.
And the last number out the bag is Josh Mordew.
Lovely.
And that completes your draw.
Well, the draw
There you
is
go,
done.
Steve.
Say the competition, 10 a.m. First game on the green, Tim Horton against John Bailey, the repeat of the Waterloo final from last year. The second game, Chris Brown against Richie Goddard. All eyes will be on the third game, Greg Smith against Ben Harris. They'll be running the green might catch fire. They run that quick. They run between
that Rudolph
quickly.
Nureyev, isn't he, Ben Harris?
Yeah. Wayne Ditchfield will then play the local qualifier from the first competition. Next game is John Kennish. He'll play against Stuart Mort. Then another local qualifier, the third competition, will play Martin Wilson, who's already won a local competition. Then Martin Gilpin will play Lee Heaton. Dean Ferris will play Chris Mordew. James Grimston will play Mike Tunstall. Darren Plenderleith will play Dave Scott. Michael Leach will play the reigning champion, Jack Dyson. Tommy Johnson will play Jack Hargreaves. Ian Nicholson will play Dave Fisher. Dave Bradford will play Phil Lee. The winner of the second local competition will play Danny Barwise. And they beat Danny Barwise. Danny likes a pint of lager. And then Andy Thornton will play Josh Mordew. Hopefully, a couple of games sing out from there as competition organiser.
Yeah, yeah.
Which ones are you looking forward to, Dave?
Well, I must admit, Tim and John Bailey, that's a belter, isn't it, for starters? Just to kick us off, you couldn't get better than that. That top 8, you know, Ben Harris playing Greg Smith, and it's unfortunate because they travel together, don't they? But they're good, you know, I mean, the competitors, so I'm sure they'll accept that. Let me think. Well, let me have a look. Well, you see, I always think, Dave Scott, I mean,
No, Dave. Well, lovely.
He's a lovely bloke, and Duncan Reeves been every year doing the book, and obviously he gives a fair price on David, but he's beaten Brian Duncan, he's beaten them all as Dave, and he's usually gets the quarters.
Yeah.
So Darren's going to have a game on his hands,
Yeah.
I think, because he just fiddle around on that green. We'll find a silly mark, will Dave? Let's see who else.
Reigning champion.
Well,
Jack
then
Dyson.
that's a good game. Jack Dyson versus Mike Leach, who I don't think likes the green, but there you go.
Well, he started the season off in fairly impressive form with a couple of competitions.
If he finds a mark, finds an edge or something, he'll be happy.
Michael's got one of those reasonably unique actions in the game of Crown Green Bowls.
Yeah. And I mean, Tommy Johnson, Jack Hargreaves, that should be a great game. Yeah, should be some fantastic games. I mean, it's nice for the local bowlers as well. The first qualifier, which is next Saturday, will play Wayne, who's won it. And in the same four as Greg and Ben. That's a heck of a four, isn't it, to be thrown in on?
Well,
but that's what you want.
Get there early.
Yeah,
get there late. Early. You may be too late if you've got to get there early. I mean,
I'd say if anybody wants to come down, please come down to Skirton because it's a great venue and super food and
very well looked
cheap
at.
beer.
It
is cheap beer, isn't it?
This is
very cheap beer.
Very cheap beer now explains why a few of my friends, Mr. Barwise, Mr. Tunstall and Mr. Lee, always insist on
they come on the train.
Yes.
Because it's just a short walk from the railway station.
I can tell you more than one interesting story about the train, more the train journey home.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I can one sings out about one of the three getting on the wrong train.
Right, yeah, I wonder that would be.
Yes, yeah. I best not say any more, really. Obviously, competition, you probably start planning this year's the day after you finish last year's.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you've got to get the invites out early anyway because people put the diaries up. But we've had it on the same weekend pretty much since the start of it, really. It's now and it's 11th.
Shout the date.
The 12th of August. Saturday the 12th of August. And this is the 11th running of it. So, we've had some good winners. Noel Burrows, Brian Duncan, Gilpin twice. Wayne Ditchfield, Phil Lee.
Yeah.
Phil's won it.
Phil's won it, I remember.
Yeah. Richie Goddard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very wet day, I think, when Phil won it.
It was a very wet day, yeah. And I can't think, did he beat Ian Nicholson? I should really know, shouldn't I?
I think from what I remember Phil saying.
Or was it Dave McDermott? I can't remember. Anyway,
I know Phil definitely won it.
Phil definitely won it, and but he played brilliant all day in all kind of conditions. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, good for him.
Right.
The only thing can I just mention one thing, Steve? Just that. I mean, when I've done it every year, I've done a charity event. You know that I've done a kind of a charity event. I did it for motor neuron the first year because some kind of close to me.
Terrible disease.
Absolutely, and we all know where we're coming from here with Mel and Lynn. And last year, the last 3 or 4 years, I've done it for a disabled children's charity, which I know quite well in Morecambe. And we've done the charity event at night, Sportsman's Dinner. A lot of the bowlers have come, supported it fantastically. But the club itself, they donate all the entrance fee because we only charge £1 to come in, but they get a free programme and they do a raffle and they do all sorts of stuff to raise money, go around with the bucket, and we raised I think somewhere around £500 for the unique kids last year.
And then the club.
We've had a chat and I think we'd like to do it for Lynn's charity this year. So if the bowlers are coming down, then that's what we'll be doing that for. So we'll be doing it for the motor neuron through. I haven't spoken to Lynn, but we'll do it through Lynn.
Well, no, before we go on, I try and nail them down. I've done a prediction for who will do well or who will win this year.
Right.
Obviously, the Les Evans Memorial was held at Chadsmore Easter Monday. It's one of those traditional competitions, and they had a Just Giving page to raise funds for the Motor Neuron Disease Association. Only aiming to raise £200. I think they doubled it. Yeah.
Well, I think they got nearly 2,000, haven't they?
Add a zero on the end. Fantastic support from the bowls world.
Yeah.
So huge thanks to everybody in there. I know Mel and Lynn were delighted, absolutely delighted with the support that the charity's getting.
Yeah.
So obviously you're decided that
we'll do that. We'll do that on the day. Yeah, we'll do that on the day.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So obviously, motor neuron disease, horrible disease, and obviously it's any funds we can raise to help, we're happy to do so. Any publicity people want, happy to do so.
Yeah.
Back to the bowls.
Yes. Well, I think that's going to be interesting. Is Greg versus Ben because I don't know how they would react to playing each other. I don't know if they play each other much. I don't know, but but Greg's also in the same four as Wayne.
Yeah.
And Wayne beat him on there the last time. I mean, Greg hasn't probably done as well in this comp as he would like to have done. But, I mean, he must be still red hot favourite, mustn't he? Because there's no Gary this year. No Graham.
Greg's probably... It's always a bit of a... Who's the best? You know, Gary won the ranking table last year. Greg won numerous competitions throughout his reasonably young bowls career. If you talk about the best player in that field from his record, you'd say it was Greg.
Yeah.
But everyone starts on the same score.
Yeah. I mean, Loon Road was a very difficult green, and it kind of... Gary's never done anything in the comp either, to be fair. Gary will be honest. And Skirton's a similar kind of green, you know, in the way that it's not an easy green to find, and it's just who hits it on the day, isn't it? Really, they're all capable, aren't they? Really.
Well, there's 32 players. You probably think pick one out of a hat in some of them. And
who knows? You know, I mean, Phil didn't do very well, and then all of a sudden he goes and wins it. You know, so
Phil's obviously won a competition this year on artificial green, but still beat some hell of.
I mean, this is the man that I always. If I had a bet, which I think I'm allowed to, aren't I, as an organiser?
Well, of course. Yeah.
But I always back Tommy Johnson, because I think when Tommy gets 2 or 3 games in, I think he's nearly unstoppable. Yeah. He should have won it a few years ago, barring the fact that Richie played magnificent. Richie Goddard beat him 21-20 in the final, and I never laid off. But there you go.
Well,
but fair, I love Richie anyway. He's a great bloke. So yeah.
Dave, who do you fancy?
Last year's winner, Young Jack. He bowled that from the first ball to the last ball. Incredible, and he found this mark, and I think if he gets on that mark again,
Jack Dyson.
My money's on
Jack from the old school.
Jack Dyson, known as Hoover.
Hoover, a wafter.
Yeah.
A bit of. I think he was on the phone to Alan Broder, so I think Alan was giving him a few tips on the day. He reminds me of that kind of an old style. He's clever bowler.
Yeah, he's definitely.
You know, he was using the green well. He didn't go very far.
He's got an old head on young shoulders.
He has, yeah. He has. That was the first time he played in it. Came as a reserve, really.
Yeah.
And played superb. Yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, and then Wayne,
Wayne's always
I like the beast. He just molds into it, and he's.
Well, you're talking about Jack and Wayne. They're both, they've had successful junior careers, especially Wayne, with 3 times junior Waterloo champion. As among his bowls honours, you've got Greg and Ben. Yeah. You've got old bowling heads. You've got Josh Moore, who's you don't put pressure on, but the way he's been playing the last few years, and now he's starting in his adult career. I mean, moved on from the junior circuit. He's very impressive young bowler. Yeah. Obviously, been very well brought up from
a good stable.
Yeah, definitely from a good stable. I mean,
I think Jack's, he's come on as well, hasn't he?
Jack Hargreaves is burst onto the scene a few years ago. I mean, because he was played so well, and he's still doing it.
Yeah.
So you've got a nice mixture of old.
I think that's the nice thing about the comp is. We have got a nice mixture of some of the legends.
Well, you've got Michael Leach, who's been telling everybody that he can't play no more. He got a bad back.
He tells me that.
Bad everything. Can't play no more. Just win a couple.
I keep threatening to
couple of one-day
comps. I keep putting him back in. I mean, he's a fantastic bowler on the day. And
wonderful character.
Talented. Yeah, great for the game.
He's also one of those people you can quite happily spend a couple of hours in his company just hearing about the game of bowls. Yeah, he'll put you right, and he'll tell you some fantastic stories.
When I played for North Lancs and Fylde, and he was captain, you couldn't have asked for anybody better than Mike Leach round the edge of the green. If he said strike, you had to, you knew it was the right ball or play.
He knows how to play the game.
Absolutely,
knows how to play
fantastic.
The game. Yeah. Well, fantastic. We're looking forward to this competition.
Yeah, and thanks for giving us the honour of letting us do it online on here.
It's a pleasure. I mean, everyone looks forward to this. I mean, it's 11th year.
This is its 11th year.
Many years that hopefully to come. I'm not saying I'm not giving you a job for life, Dave.
No, thanks, Dave. Yeah, no.
Well, you're good at it, so carry on doing it.
Well, I've got a good team, and we get a lot of support from the local people. It's great. I think it's the nice thing is having the local bowlers in as well. Gives them a chance to throw their hat in the ring.
Well, see, I remember when it was starting off, it was kind of like it was to put the area, not say on the map, but to
that's what it's
bit
about.
of a push to the area.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
obviously raising some money for worthy charities and never.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. No, it's been good, and it was just fantastic sponsors. It's hard work getting them, but once we've got them, we'll look after them. If you look after them,
yeah,
and the bowlers behave themselves, then that's fine.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for that. I mean, we shall look forward. Obviously, we've done the draw that we published on various websites and various forums soon.
I'll post it on the Crown Green competitions tomorrow.
Yeah. So this is the draw. The draw has been done. Don't like the draw, tough. That's what draws are for.
Exactly.
I mean, we look forward to the repeat of the Waterloo final from last year.
What a game to kick off with, yeah.
Well, no, yeah. The top 8, very, very difficult. Every 8 very, very difficult. Be a wonderful competition, wonderfully organised at a wonderful club. Thank you for doing the draw on the programme. Thank you for coming down. We happy to help.
Maybe see you there, Steve, if you can get
Well,
there.
I shall make an effort. Make an effort.
Nice to see you again.
More than welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Not just for this year, but for every year that you've done. I know you've done an awful lot of hard work.
Yeah, thank you.
And the club itself sounds like a wonderful, wonderful club to be a member
Proper
of.
club.
So thank you very much. One of the highlights of the bowls year.
Yeah, that's
so
good. Yeah, it's nice to know. Yeah, that's great.
So, gentlemen, once again, thank you very much. We're going to go to another quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and look at the county programme the senior county programme for the coming season with Phil Brown. So to the 2 days, thank you very much, and we'll see you again in a few minutes' time.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back, and once again, a huge thank to all the sponsors. You may have noticed I've got my glasses on. That's because I can't read without them these days. And then we'll just be joined again by the wonderful president of the British Crown Green Bowling Association, Phil Brown. We're just going to talk through the Ensley Insurance Senior County Championship. We're just going to go through the groups and obviously go through a few of the games, and obviously anything else we can think of for the next half hour. So welcome back, Phil.
Cheers.
Phil also has glasses, but it's time of life and has all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to go through the draw. Section 1, Group of 3. The reason why it's a Group of 3 is that unfortunately, due to the collapse of one of the charter companies the Isle of Man used, they're not able to take part in this year's county championship. Hopefully, we shall see them back in the competition next year. But in Section 1, we've got Greater Manchester playing North Midlands in the first game, and then the winners will play Yorkshire. Yorkshire's the other team in the group, and then in Section 2 we've got Derbyshire playing Shropshire, Wales against Warwick and Worcester. We got in Section 3 Cumbria, Lancashire, Merseyside and South Yorkshire, and in Section 4 we've got Cheshire, North Lancs and Fylde, Potteries and Staffordshire. The first games will take place on Sunday the 7th of May, when Greater Manchester play North Midlands, Derbyshire will play Wales, Warwick and Worcester play Shropshire, Cumbria will play South Yorkshire, my county Merseyside will play on our dear friends and neighbours Lancashire, and Potteries in Section 4, Cheshire will play North Lancs and Fylde, and Potteries will play Staffordshire. So the winners, hoping to take the title away from Yorkshire, who were successful in last year's competition, got to come from one of these. You'd be fancying your own North Midlands men.
Yeah, I think we've got a fair chance. It's if I listen to Mike Holden, he thinks it's going to be a shootout between us and Yorkshire to see who qualifies out of the group. First game, Greater Manchester. I know they're taking us to Georgian Dragon in Hyde. That'll be
wonderful venue.
Tricky green.
The venue I've played at a couple of times. Wonderful venue.
But we're taking them to a small, quiet place called Bedworth, which it could be, sadly, the last time that we use it as a county green, because on the end of May, the likelihood is that the builders will be coming in and there'll be X number of houses being put on not only the rugby pitch but also the 2 bowling greens and model car racing track there.
Very sad news.
Things are afoot with lawyers, etc. But the intention is that at the end of May there'll be no bowling club of Bedworth anymore, which is sad day. Sad day for bowling. Yeah. Sad day for the club there. Sad day for North Midlands as well.
Bedworth's one of those legendary names. It's almost like you whisper it and you don't want to go. I'm at Bedworth, joined by Bedworth Cowden. Instilling nightmares in an away player.
I think it's known as the Beast, and I know there's a Federation game on there tomorrow where Fylde A are playing Nuneaton, so that'll be another interesting result, I would hope. But it's a really, really interesting green. It's a tricky green. It won't be as quick as it would be normally in August, but there'll be enough tricks on there for a county team, I think.
Excellent. Well, I say we've got the draws in front of us. Start off with Georgian Dragon. First game up, Jimmy Derby against Shane Day. That will be one to enjoy. Both very, very good players. Like to draw also the name to game number 10. Mike Holden representing the Hopwood Club against Jordan Badley representing Atherstone Cons. I tend to say old against young, but that's probably doing Mike a slight disservice. So I'll probably get an abusive text from. Oh, talk about abusive text. Danny Barwise would like me to point out that he is not an alcoholic. Honestly.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good game, that.
Greater Manchester had a couple of seasons when they were probably the county to beat. They won it, I think, 3 years out of, very, very successful. The names they've got to include in their list of 24 players is frightening. Some of the Greens North Midlands can take you to are frightening. So this could be quite a really good game. And obviously, just mentioned a couple of games on the Georgian Dragon in Hyde. You've got the team sheets for the game at Bedworth. If you want to have a look at the team sheets yourself, they're all available on the excellent British Crown Green Bowling Association website. Click on competitions, click on senior county. You're going to get obviously the list of who's in which section, which group, and obviously the fixtures. Click on match sheets and you'll get a nice big list of who plays who at various venues. Say North Midlands playing Greater Manchester on the fearsome and hopefully not to depart as Bedworth number 1. You've seen the team there in front of you, Phil, 1 to 12.
I like game number 3. I think that'll be a good one.
Pete
Varney, North Midlands legend, Charlie Roberts.
Well, Jack Hargreaves against Jamie Dunn is one that sings out for me. I mean, 2 really, really good players. Obviously, Jamie will have the green knowledge and the green advantage. Jack's got to work hard to get something off Jamie. Steve Copeland is also Ryan Bancroft. Famous names. Should be a good day.
I think
day. Are you able to go to either of these, or are your duties taking you somewhere else?
I think I'm going to be somewhere like Walney Island on that day.
Walney Island, but up north.
Cumbria.
Good grief! Very difficult to get any further away from your home.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It'll be an early start of I may have the day off on the Monday.
I think we've got a slide actually showing you the fixtures that we have got. If you can put that on the screen, it's the list of the who plays who in the counties. So we're just going to go through a few more of these games. Derbyshire against Wales, played at the Barton Bowling Club in Dunstall Road, Needwood. I have no idea where that is.
Barton near Burton. Yeah.
So just break off quickly about various competitions that we've got already this year. We've got for your Champion of Champions event in Blackpool. You've got a couple of these players that have already qualified. I'm talking about Ben Percival.
Ben Percival's reserved for the county. He's qualified by winning the West Brom. Played brilliantly all afternoon from when I got there, from coming down from Fox Lane.
Mr. Prosser.
Ryan won Mill Brace. Another good performance. Great day. Good bowling. Probably deserved winner at the end of the day.
Excellent. Well, we've got Derbyshire playing Wales. Cresford Village, Wales. Obviously, the British Crown Green president for last year, Pete Hyam. He'll be hoping his Welsh team do him proud. Just go through Warwick and Worcester are playing Shropshire. This will be one of the, if you're looking at various the fixtures for this will be one of the ones that sing out. Obviously, Shropshire narrowly beaten in the final last year against Warwick and Worcester. Winner of, I think, 5 on the bounce before that. Had one or two, shall we say, off-green problems that they're trying to work through. But still a really, really fiercely competitive and be one of the favourites for this year's competition.
I think you also find that Greg Smith's on holiday as well.
Fancy going on holiday in the bowl season.
Well, he's obviously spending his winnings.
Well, yeah, if you win that much, you can spend it when you want, really. George Bowling Club, the George, very, very famous venue in Warwick and Worcester. Also in the Arthur Land Super Cup this year, we will welcome them back. I know some of these players, like Paul Gamsby, I think he's well past 100 caps for his county. Stuart Meddings, shout out to Stuart, who's part of the bowlscomps.com online website for entering bowls competitions. He runs with Chris Lambert. They're the sponsors this year of the ranking table I mentioned before, which Mr. Prosser currently leads. A huge thanks to them. They've done an awful lot of great work for the game. We might have a look at the ranking table in a few minutes' time. A few of the Shropshire names to sing about. Richie Goddard, hugely experienced. Obviously, always goes, stalwart. Always know what you get with Richie. 100% effort for his county. Wayne Rogers plays Phil Clinton. That'll be one to look forward to. The George has got a lot of good games if you want to go down there. Obviously, Shropshire taken Warwick and Worcester to the Bowring Premier Green. Bowring also in the Arthur Land Super Cup this year. Thanks to them for entering. Start off, this will be a game to watch. Callum Wright against Gareth Herbert. Two young players who've been very successful in what they've done so far in their bowls career, and almost safe to say two players who will have an awful lot of a long future in the game. Fantastic players. They can put on a show, those two. Obviously you mentioned Ryan Prosser. He's playing. Mentioned Ben Harris. Ben's playing Stuart Rutter, Rockwood Wood. Ben obviously represents Great Bar. Some great games on here, Phil.
Yeah, Anthony Bracken, Phil Emery, be a good game.
Yeah. So if you're in the Shropshire area, get down to the Bowring Premier Green
and the
in Wellington.
Old man playing at number 12, Mr.
Angry, who just had a very nice holiday in Cyprus with the Cyprus Bowls Festival with Angry. Won a bit of money, did Angry, and it was also great company. He plays Tom Rodden. Last game on, and no doubt there'll be one or two comments flying from various sides of the green. It should be an enjoyable day. I believe you're going to Walney Island, Cumbria.
Yeah, that's what it says.
South Yorkshire. Starts off game number 1, Baz Loudon against Chris Brown. That should be.
Yeah. Make
sure you're not late. You'll enjoy watching that one. I mean, South Yorkshire are a really good team. Really, really good team. Probably looking at being maybe favourites to qualify from the group. They've got a game on against Cumbria, because Cumbria have really improved over the last few years. Zach Walker, obviously, is one of the younger players that come through, qualified for the British Senior Merit last year. Got beat by Greg Smith in the first round, but Zach Walker's a name to look out for. So obviously that's the game at Walney Island at the North Scale Club. South Yorkshire are taking Cumbria to the Cruxmore Recreation. Really good green. One of those venues that should provide. It's known for being one of the best venues South Yorkshire have. Mentioned Chris Kelly. Chris was the captain of Thongsbridge, lost in the final of the World Club Championship, sponsored by Pitchcare, and I thanks to Pitchcare for the sponsorship. Chris plays Mark Ashburn. That should be a really good game. Danny Varco. Danny's one of the young players who came through a few years ago. Plays Gary Haslam. So, good games to watch if you're in the South Yorkshire area. Get down to the Cruxmore Recreation Club. Other teams in the group, Merseyside v Lancashire. But be careful what I say. I've got an awful lot of friends in both teams. If you get down to the Merseyside area, go to the Rainhill Recreation in Rainhill in Prescott. That you'll find a very good game taking place there between Merseyside and Lancashire. Top game to look out for, number 1 Anthony Gartside against his good friend Andy Hayes. That should be a really good game. Another game on the first 4 is the name I mentioned a few times already, Danny Barwise. He plays Chris Cook. That should be one to really enjoy. 2 excellent players. Reasonably small green at Rainhill, so should be some really close play.
Number 12 is interesting as well.
Well, Mike Tunstall plays Duncan Watkins. I'm actually a
serious people there.
Well, I'm a teammate of. I've been a teammate of Mike's for a number of years, and I've been a teammate of Duncan's for the last couple of seasons. That will be a really good game. 2 really experienced, really knowledgeable players. That should be one to watch and enjoy. My club in Lancashire is Horachara Mai. Big green, difficult green. The Lancs men will enjoy playing on it. They were successful. Got a bit of success on that green. It's well known, well used in various competitions in the Chorley League and the Horwich League up there. And they've taken the Merseyside men up there. Game number 1. A friend of mine, George Chadwick. Really good player is George. You know, he's one of those players. Doesn't do an awful lot of travelling around the bowl circuit, but on the greens he knows George is a really, really good player. Plays against Phil Lee, obviously a teammate of Phil's for a number of seasons. Phil's been really successful in a number of competitions already this year. That'll be a good game. Going down to the bottom of the sheet, number 12, Alan Broadhurst. Legendary player, bowls commentator. Obviously been successful in the Waterloo competitions when it was televised, when he was a lot younger and a lot fitter. He plays Nick Burridge, and Nick was Merseyside champion last year and previous winner of the Junior Merit. So if you're in the Bolton area, get yourself down to the Horachara Mai Club. You'll watch some really good action. Should be a really good game. If I was being honest, I'd probably say Lancashire were slight favourites to win, but it should be a really, really good afternoon's bowling at both venues. Cheshire play North Lancs and Fylde. I say Andy Cairns would normally be here and talking our way and probably enlightening us with various insights he has on the game. Andy plays in that game. He goes himself all the way to Hazel Pier, which is a really good green in Cheshire. Andy plays Andy Hammond, game number 2. We've got Tom Vickers, who won the British Senior Merit on the Florence Bowling Club year before last. Plays Wayne Ditchfield, first game on the green. That'll be a really good game. Really good game. Tom, really good young player. Wayne probably got one of the most successful junior honours list that anyone could ever possibly have. This will be a really good game. Mike Leach plays Dave Jackson. Names sing out from the North Lancs and Fylde sheet. Dave O'Brien's a name I'll give a mention to. Moved down to the Cheshire area a few years ago. He plays Tim Barnett. Jason Corns, Rob Winnington. Some great names, great bowlers in the Cheshire team. So that's on at Hazel Pier in Northwich. Go to Preston area to Bamber Bridge Catholic Club. North Lancs and Fylde are hosting Cheshire there. Owen Jackson's first game on the green. Who they come up against? Glyn Cookson. Recently retired Glyn Cookson. He should be fit as a fiddle, not working no more. So that should be a fantastic game to watch first on the green. You've got Dave Waters does so much, bowls organising himself, run competitions on his club at Parkfield Labour. He plays Jamie Lee Bramley. Jamie Lee, the P-Launcher, Green Bowls, had a very successful runs in a couple of years now in the Waterloo, and obviously Jamie runs a lot of competitions during the winter in Love Lane. Some Simon Cowp plays Paul Dooley. Great games to watch if you get down to the Bamber Bridge Club in Preston. Next game, Potteries are playing Staffordshire. Staffordshire quietly fancied to do well in this year's competition. The Biddulph Bowling Club in Biddulph, Potteries home venue. Kerry Morris plays Stuart Edwards. That should be a really good game to watch. That's game number 4. Potteries are one of those teams that always will give you a really good battle. They're top team. They'll have a good game against the Staffordshire men. Aaron Tapper plays Neil Wright. That should be a really good game to watch if you can get there. That's the Biddulph Bowling Club. Staffordshire are using a Green and Hale zone called the Coombs Wood. They're taking their good friends there to Potteries. Get yourself down there. Should be an excellent game. Scott Simpson plays Matt Fellows. Matt's one of the top young players in the game. Scott plays Willenhall Nordley. Excellent club. That should be a really good game to watch. Nathan Dawes plays Adam Jackson. These are good games. They should be a good competition. To who will win? Who knows?
12's a good one, isn't it? Craig Barker.
Barker plays Leedale. Yeah. Obviously, that's the senior county. We'll have a quick mention as well about the couple of competitions already that's taken place. Obviously, we've got the Cumbria Merit. That's already been won. Liam Baxter. Congratulations to him. First qualifier for the Champion of Champions. We've got, obviously, you mentioned Ben Percival. You've mentioned Ryan Prosser.
Mel Brace. Greg Smith at Chatsmore last week. So, yeah.
The bowls calendar started already for this year. Obviously started a few weeks ago. Mel Brace. You just have the rankings up on screen. Currently on the man to look out for, the man to beat, is a certain man called Ryan Prosser, who is shall we say, the man who leads the table. Congratulations to Ryan. 32 points I think he's got already. 32 points won't be enough to win it, but that young man can win it. Gary Ellis, last year's winner of the rankings table. Gary's a wonderful player, one of the best players to have played the game. He'll be having a good shot of winning that again. Obviously, thanks to Brian Hampson, who compiles the table for us, and our thanks to the Bowls Comps for their kind sponsorship. Hopefully, during the Champion of Champions, we can announce the winner of this competition again. And it was a bit of extra money for Gary. He had a fairly successful year last year. Obviously, as a new father, he's got more pressing and more important things to be getting on with, rather than sending bowls across the green. So we'll just finish off the programme. Thanks to Phil for...
Yeah, thanks Steve. It's been great.
Obviously, you're going to have an extremely busy year.
Yep.
Looking forward to the British Senior Merit of the Griffin Cotton.
I'm looking forward to the whole year.
Yeah.
It's gives me a chance to see people I've not seen for a while.
Yeah.
Really friendships I've made over 40 odd years of bowling.
Well,
it's great.
The World Club Championships, congratulations to King George V for winning that. That was the Phil's first competition. Get me words right. Obviously, you've got British Senior Merit. Next one, you've got the Veterans Merit. Our thanks to Grow Continental for sponsoring that. That's going to be held at the Priest Cricket Club.
Yeah.
To Ray Grocott. Thank you very much for the sponsorship. That's always a good day. Really good day. Noel Burrows won it last year. Mike Leach won it the year before. Not bad names to engrave on the trophy. Looking forward to that. Obviously, end the season, Champion of Champions, the fantastic venue at the Waterloo. Gary was the winner. Won so many competitions this year. He's yet to qualify, like so many for this year.
Early days, though, isn't it?
It's early days. It's.
We're not in May yet.
We're not in May yet, and apparently there's snow forecast for next week. Bowl season, snow, marvellous. Bring the new month in with some snow. Hopefully not during the Enfield Insurance Senior County Championship. There's some fantastic venues. Go to watch them. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the competition itself. You'll enjoy the atmosphere. Who can take the title off Yorkshire? They'll be waiting to see who they'll play in their next game, which will be in June. It could be anybody. Warwick and Worcester desperately want the competition back, the trophy back. They've won it, being the team to beat, the county to beat over the last decade. Really been really successful. Yorkshire, if they've got something, they don't want to give it. Don't want to give it back. Could be them. Could be Warwick and Worcester. Could be a couple of other counties you could quite easily mention.
Yeah, North Midlands.
Phil's mentioned North Midlands. I'd like to mention Merseyside. I think Lancashire should have a good season as well.
We're going to mention Wales and Cumbria now. That's it then.
Well, we've covered everybody. I mean, Wales. Wales are there's a lot of really good sides in this. What I think separates the green, you've got to have that wonderful mixture of really good greens and a really good team. Warwick and Worcester have had that last few years. Yorkshire had it last year. They'll be the teams to beat probably in this competition. We should have a long and enjoyable season again. We've already had one winner, King George V. They're the World Club champions. We've got the British Senior Merit at the Griffin Cotton. We've got the Veterans Merit at the Priest Cricket Club. A big mention, that competition that we'll be covering, which is the Deputy President's competition really this year. Keith Andrews will be at Goulburn Parkside in Lancashire, a couple of miles away from Haydock Racecourse, and that'll be in August for the Junior Merit. If you can get down to that, the Junior Merit is an absolutely fantastic day's worth of bowling. The stars of the future will be there. Hopefully we'll be able to pick a winner and see also an extremely good day's worth of bowling at an extremely good club. I know Keith's looking forward to that. He's been, making plans for that competition all winter. So we'll be looking forward to that one. Hopefully we'll finish the season off at the Champion of Champions up in Blackpool. You don't find a better venue than the Waterloo. Obviously we've got the Waterloo, the Champion of Champions comes at the end of the Waterloo week. We'll have bowls on the television again. We shall enjoy a fantastic week's worth of bowling, and the Champion of Champions is a fantastic day if you can make that. The day after we've got the ladies event. If you can get down to that one, you will see bowls as good as the day before. The ladies event is a fantastic day's worth of bowling, and the Bishop Crown Green year will finish the week or so after, with the mixed pairs also held at the Waterloo, and we hope to see you there for that one. Maybe Graham and Cathy Wilson, the Greater Manchester pair, and maybe they can retain the trophy. They'll be the first parent to do so, because in the trophy that was first won by Mel Evans and Lynn Pritchett, no pair has retained the trophy yet. Maybe it'll be done this year, maybe it won't, but it'll be a culmination, hopefully, of a wonderful season's worth of bowling. To Phil, huge thanks once again. To the 2 days for doing the draw for the Skelton Liberal Club competition up in Lancaster. We look forward to that one. And we also hope you've enjoyed the show. Hopefully we'll have Andrew back when he stopped toasting his success in the North Langston Fylde mixed pairs. No doubt he'll be telling us about that on a number of occasions. No doubt Karen will put us right and tell him that she carried them, which normally happens when they play pairs together. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry if it hasn't been a subtitled service, but I'm afraid you've got two Northwest men here, and if you don't like it, tough. So a huge thanks to everyone behind the scenes who've made this possible. To Steve, Ron, Dave, and everybody behind the scenes. To Phil, the 2 Daves, everybody else I can think of. A huge thanks for doing the programme. And we hope to see you next time, which I think will be at the Griffin Cotton. Hopefully showing you some of the best bowls we can have It normally is. It's normally a fantastic day. Atmosphere, fantastic bowling. Fed, watered. Who can ask for anything else? So we'll just close by saying a huge thanks to everybody, and we hope to see you next time. See you soon.